Hello, Internet. It is me, your favorite podcaster, Kui. Before I jump into today's episode, again, I will keep reminding you every episode moving forward. There is a survey in the show notes. Please go and click that link and complete the survey for me. This is just an easy way for me to gain insight as to who's listening to my podcast, what you like, what you dislike, what you want to hear more of, what you want to hear less of. So please take 8 to 10 minutes, five, whatever, out of your day and talk to me. So I was minding my business as usual, as I always am, and a thought came to my head. A lot of people are letting life happen to them. They are not active participants in their life. They are not the driver in their lives. Instead, they're sitting in the passenger seat and sort of just letting life happen. Whatever happens, happens. And I don't think that's a good way to live life. Like, sure, there are times when you just want to chill and let things happen, sure. But you can't be passive all the time. You have to be an active participant in your life. You have to choose what happens to you. You have to you have to take that control of your life because if you don't, then who will? What will happen? This is when life happens to you. And I feel like maybe people may do this because it can take the blame off an unfavorable outcome. Um, so something happens to you, you didn't actively choose that. It just happened. So it happened. What can I do now? But in the end, you are the person that has to deal with it. It doesn't matter what happened. So, with that being said, I do want to talk about how you can be more active in your life, a more active participant in your life, and be that driving force. It feels good to know that when something happened, whether it be good or bad, to know this is the reason why. And that reason being something to do with you, hopefully. And again, you can't control everything in your life. Sometimes things will happen and it really was out of your control. But for the most part, there are things that you can control. And with me thinking about these ways to be a more active participant in my life, I just want to strengthen my ability and your ability to say, I did what I can do, it's out of my control, and really know it and mean it, not just it happened to me. So, the first way to be a more active participant in your life is to be more reflective. So, actually asking questions about the things that happen in your life and understanding all the moving pieces. Every single reflection you do will not be earth shattering, provocative, and clarifying, but it is a reflection nonetheless. It's important when something happens to you for you to just think, why did that happen? How did it happen? Just actually sitting and setting space aside to ask yourself those questions. And I hated reflecting before. I will say, I've talked about this before, maybe about 6-ish years ago. I hated reflecting. I hated the act of sitting there, thinking, why did I do this? How could I be better? What could I have done differently? But it's important. It's going to guide you. And if after that reflection process you still can't think of anything, that is a-okay. It's just the fact that you sat and thought about it. So here's my example. I recently had a guy ghost me. We were talking for a while and he just stopped talking to me. Now, I was thinking back to like our last few conversations and everything, and I was trying to pinpoint what exactly could I have done because I mean, of course I can sit there and say he's stupid. He just doesn't know what he wants and I believe it's true. But it's easy to put the blame on other people. I like to sit and think, what did I do? And I think that I am I am a critical person and I'm also a self-aware person. So I can be critical of myself and my actions and know I know what I do and I know how it can affect people. Does that stop me from doing it? No. So, with that, I was thinking about our last few conversations, our past few interactions, and I mean, I was just like, I didn't do anything. Like literally, it was that. It was just it just happened. Um, so yeah, just thinking about those situations that happened to you because I felt like that was something that happened to me. I don't think I was active in that at all. This was all his doing, his thoughts, his actions, and I was just like, okay, this happened. Welp, move on. But I also had to reflect on it. So be more reflective. Ask yourself those questions. Um, Second way you can be more active in your life, locus of control. Accept the things that you cannot change. Accept the fact that you cannot change things. I am a know it all. I like to know it all, but I also can accept the fact that I can't know everything and I can't change everything. And this is somewhat of an extension on the reflection point. Reflections are giving Reflections are essentially you giving something more serious thoughts and considerations, but nowhere in that definition is you know all the answers. Reflections do not have to answer every single question. Sometimes it just is and you don't know, and you just have to accept the fact that you don't know. Just thinking about something, acknowledging that it happened, that's all the energy some things may need. Don't waste precious time and energy on things and situations that you can't change. It's just, I don't see the purpose. Don't waste your time. Okay? You cannot control everything, and it's hard to be active, especially when it's hard to be active in relationships with people. So friends, family, romantic relationships, all relationships. It's hard because you're dealing with another person and people are finicky. So it's hard to be completely active because you have to rely on another person to reciprocate or not reciprocate something. That is why you also need to realize that you can't control everything. This one was a hard one for me because I love to control things. So I I question a lot of the friends that I have or a lot of the interactions I have with some people. I'm just like, were those authentic interactions? Are those authentic? But all I can do is control how I feel and what I bring to the situation. In I can't control the other people. I truly cannot. All right. The last step in being a more active participant in your life, and I feel like this one's the most important, it's to have goals. One of my friends called me the other day and she was talking about how she wanted to lose weight, but she also doesn't want to set a goal. So without having a goal, how can you create a plan to get to that goal? I can't think of any I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I just can't think of any goal in the history of the world that has been a goal and one did not have a plan to achieve that goal. Because a goal is something you work towards, you obviously have to take steps towards it. So without goals, what exactly are you pursuing? And a goal doesn't have to be lofty, like I'm going to make $1 million by the end of this year, or I'm going to lose 50 pounds by the end of this year. A goal can be as little or as big as you want. A goal can just be, I am going to take 2,000 steps every day, or I am not going to go shopping every week like I usually do, or I'm going to spend this amount. A goal can be anything. It's up to you. You know yourself best. I'm just here rambling, right? So, with that, just be sure that you actually have a goal. This is going to make you more active because you are making the decisions that you want to make that will help you achieve said goal. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Let me do it one more time. And I want you to move your hands with me because I'm moving my hands, okay? You have a goal. In order to reach that goal, you have to have a plan. In order to follow your plan, you must be, I believe, motivated and disciplined. because you're not going to always want to do it. So the motivation is not going to be there, but you're also always not going to want to follow the plan to be disciplined. But if you have a plan, that's better than having no plan. That makes sense. Draw it out if not. But yes, this is very important. Have a plan, sis. Be on some sort of path. This will also minimize the distractions in your life. Mindless distractions do not enhance your life at all. A mindless distraction does not make your life better. And I want to talk, I think I do want to do another episode on this. Mindless distractions do not make your life better. Yes. So, there is my 2 cents on how to be a more active participant in your life. Stop sitting in the passenger seat of your life. If you feel like you've been in the passenger seat for too long, it is time to put on your big girl panties and get in the driver's seat. It's hard to drive, and especially when you're driving for long distances, sometimes you just want to jump in the passenger seat and let somebody else drive for a little bit. That's okay. As long as you still have the map, you still have the GPS in your hand, and you're telling them, okay, go this way, go this way. Don't give somebody else your map and tell them, I'm going to take a nap and you keep driving. Wake me up when we get there. I wouldn't do that. Okay? Be active. Take charge of your life. Stop letting life happen to you, and you happen to life. With that being said, I'm going to sign out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please share this with one of your friends. Just send this episode to one friend. That's your action item. Just one friend. Be active in helping me promote this podcast. Thank you guys. Bye.